Hello and welcome to a spirited debate. I'm Lauren Green. Well, the white light, leaving your body, the feeling of total serenity. These are part of what's commonly known as the near-death experience, a phenomenon that scientists continue to study today. But one scientist believes these experiences as death approaches are signs of not only an afterlife, but of a supreme being. The book is called God and the Afterlife, and it's based on the largest scientific near-death experience study in history involving 4,000 people from diverse backgrounds and religious traditions. The book's author is Dr. Jeffrey Long, who joins me now from Houma, Louisiana. Welcome, Dr. Long.
It's a pleasure to be here, Lauren.
So the study is obviously involving 4,000 people, but how common really are near-death experiences?
Well, they're not as rare as you might think. A Gallup survey published in 1982 estimated that about 5% of the United States adult population has had a near-death experience. So we would estimate worldwide there's probably millions of people that have had a near-death experience.
And what's interesting about these experiences is that they seem to all kind of be the same, regardless of people's backgrounds. Is that right?
And now, while no two near-death experiences are the same, they have very common elements that are seen throughout near-death experiences all around the world, and these elements typically occur in consistent order.
You know, in the book, you outline 9 lines of evidence for some kind of afterlife, and I want to go through them really quickly. We can't stop on any one for go through the details of each one, but I think it's very interesting. We have a full screen of those. Crystal clear consciousness, realistic out-of-body experiences, heightened senses, consciousness during anesthesia, perfect playback, family reunions, children's experiences, worldwide consistency, after effects. Now, the one that really stood out to me when I read through the details was number 3, heightened senses. And the reason why is because, you write, several people who have been totally blind since birth have reported highly visual near-death experiences, and this is medically inexplicable. I mean, there's no explanation. What does that tell you?
Well, that's absolutely true, and Lauren, that got my attention also. Someone born totally blind, to these people, vision is unknown and unknowable. So when I interviewed Vicki, who was born totally blind and had a near-death experience, she had a near-death experience with stunning vision, very detailed vision, and that is absolutely beyond any medical explanation whatsoever. It's a major line of evidence for the reality of near-death experience and its consistent message of an afterlife.
Now, how sure are you from your investigations that there is an afterlife or a supreme being?
Well, now in the book, I call it evidence, and I use that term very deliberately because I want to encourage further thinking and further research on this. But me personally, based on all the evidence from my research, both published in the book and what I haven't published, I am absolutely convinced that you, me, and every viewer is going to have an afterlife, a wonderful afterlife, and that's phenomenally good news, I think, for me and the whole world.
You know, one of the things that is also common about the near-death experience is that people are sent back to their earthly life, and there is a reason for that. What are the reasons?
When people are sent back, they're very often sent back not with specific instructions or specific reasons, but often they'll be here. You have uncompleted business. You have further things that you need to do. There's important lessons that you need to know in your life. So these are all the kind of things that we see over and over in near-death experiences. It's as if that supreme being isn't telling us exactly what to do. It's giving us the choice in our earthly life, but telling us there is something important you need to do, and you need to work and decide what it is and carry it out.
Do they all report seeing God? Do they all report, certain religious experience? And also, even non-religious people, do they have these kinds of experiences?
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, a relatively small percentage of near-death experiences describe awareness or encounter of God, probably in the order of magnitude of about 7 to 10%. Certainly, even atheists, even people that didn't believe in God and thought that no such possible experience could possibly happen to them, have reported awareness or encounters with God, often described in very detail, and we go into some depth on that in my book.
I've got to imagine they were like life-changing experiences, really.
Oh, absolutely. To encounter God is a profound life-changing experience. As you can imagine, virtually everyone comes back from such an encounter absolutely convinced that God exists, not because of faith or what they were told to believe, but by their personal experience. And we see that uniformly throughout my research.
Very interesting. The book is called God and the Afterlife by Dr. Jeffrey Long. This is based on a scientific study of 4,000 people who've had near-death experiences. Thank you so much, Dr. Long, for being on the Spirited Debate.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Lauren.
And I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.